My name is Khalid Akhtar, and I present Stories of the Week. Today we've got Shabazz, and we have a new voice to Ramadan Radio. We've got a young gentleman called Manny. We'll be introducing him very, very soon, and he's brought his beautiful daughter with him as well, and we'll be talking to them today here on Stories of the Week. Good morning, Shabazz.
Good morning. How are we?
Absolutely fantastic. The weather's changed again.
It's typical English weather, isn't it? Unfortunately, but no, very good week for myself. How about yourself? Good week?
Yeah, excellent week. We've been busy shopping, to be fair, but
house shopping or?
I'm not going to say right yet, but lots of shopping.
Right. Okay. Have you bought me anything?
Not yet.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
You brought a guest along with us today.
I have, yes. So we've managed to unearth Birmingham's finest. You know, it's
Brummie's finest.
Brummie's finest. Yeah,
Ooh.
that's right. Guys by the name of Manavar Hussain. So, Manny, how are we?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for welcoming me on board, Cal and Shabs, and it's great to be here.
Excellent. You sound very shy today, Manny. What's wrong?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a wallflower. I don't like to talk too much, so you have to eke stuff out of me.
Right. Okay.
But in time, I'll show you my true colours.
Inshallah. And what's new coming out of Birmingham then this week?
I think the things that stand out for me, and obviously we can talk about, is one, the social distancing or lack of. Lack of, with the 50% off on Mondays to Wednesdays and how that's working. And the other thing top of mind is A-level results and how that's affected various students who've worked very, very hard. So those are probably the two top of mind things.
Excellent.
We can explore.
So before we carry on, Manny, tell us about yourself. What do you do? Family?
Yeah, so I work as a contractor, business analysis, business consulting, financial services, etc. Before now on government contracts, so Department of Work and Pensions. Alongside that, I'll read out some stuff that I do. So taekwondo, writing, charity work, and then family takes up most of my time. So when I get away from them or manage to get away from them, I try to do my own thing.
You're also a poet in your spare time, I believe. Is that right?
I am. Thank you for introducing that, Shabs.
No
I'll share some of my lines in due course.
Absolutely. Look forward to it.
And you brought your daughter along with you?
Yes, I brought Hifza Hussain with me. She's 10 years old. Part of my 3-daughter set that God has blessed me with.
First time on radio?
Yes, it is first time on radio, isn't it, Hifza?
Mashallah.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
What's your
Well, you've introduced everything about me.
what's your name?
Hifza,
Hifza. And how old are you, Hifza?
10.
10 years old. Which school do you go to?
Erdington Hall.
Erdington Hall.
Yeah.
Is that one of them posh schools?
Not really.
Do you want to say hello to any of your friends who might be listening in today?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Hi.
Okay, well done.
I'm sure she'll warm up during the show. Okay, we're going to start the show today. I found this story very fascinating. Gandhi's glasses found in auctioneer's letterbox after 2 days. So a pair of Mahatma Gandhi's glasses are going under the hammer after they were discovered in an envelope hanging halfway out of an auction house letterbox for 2 days. Staff at East Bristol Auctions said the man popped them through last Friday, but because they did not open up weekends, the iconic spectacles belonging to the Indian civil rights leader were not found until the following Monday. A colleague of mine picked them up, ripped open the envelope and found a brief note saying, "These glasses belong to Gandhi, give me a call." Said Andrew Stow. One of the auctioneers, a few hours later, we were digging around and doing some research, and we discovered that they are a very important historical find. I found the gentleman back. His exact words were, "If they're no good, just throw them away."
So they're actually Gandhi's glasses?
Actual Gandhi's glasses.
So why would this guy just post them to the letterbox without even, knowing
He
who
probably didn't think they were worth that much, but
So how much were they worth?
£15,000.
Wow.
So a pair of glasses, £15,000.
Not bad. And
Well, how much are yours worth?
well, these are Giorgio Armani's finest, as they are. But it's not.
Are
the
they a replica, or are they?
No, they're not from Turkey or anything.
You sure?
100%. It's not the glasses; it's the lenses that sting me because if I wore normal lenses, it'd be at the bottom of a milk top. You know how that looks.
Oh dear.
So I have to have mine super thinned, and Cost me about 180 quid just for the lenses. So, however, given that we've now got an optician in the family, naming your son Hassan Habib Akhtar,
Yes.
we get a little bit of discount there, don't we? So, yeah.
No, I do feel that pain as well, Shabs, because when I thin my glasses, because I've got a weak left eye as well, so
Right.
I spend a lot more on the lenses than the spectacles.
Have you ever considered laser surgery? Because my wife's had laser surgery recently. I know your wife's had laser surgery as well, Khalid.
She
my
did
aunt.
have laser surgery, but that's wore out now.
What do you mean it's wore out?
It wears out after so many years. You have to redo it. So
Well, you mean there's an expiry date?
exactly on when she signs that form, it says that it does not last forever. And you think, of course it is.
But how do you know when it's expired, though?
She's wearing glasses now again. So you got to watch these things. They're big £3,000 are paid as well, and that was back in the day.
£3,000.
So how long ago was this, Cal?
Got to be at least 12 years ago. So she got 12 years good eyesight out of it.
So do you prefer it with glasses or without?
Depends.
Careful what you
depends
say.
which mood I'm in.
Yeah, I think it's a topic for a separate session, I think.
I think people who don't wear glasses don't realise how lucky they are. So simple things like having a shower, being able to see, for instance, going into a swimming pool. See, if I go to the gym, for instance, I have to really be careful where I'm stepping and where I'm walking because you can't see anything, especially in the sauna.
All right.
So yeah, you don't know how lucky you are. You've got 20/20, I believe.
I did have
Well,
2020,
alhamdulillah.
but at the moment, when I get up in the morning to read my namaz, I read the Quran, and I think
Alhamdulillah.
to get a better picture, I have to wear a pair of glasses.
So you need reading glasses.
Yeah, I can read like if it's a mile away, so I can
Yeah.
read all that at the back. If you're looking on Facebook Live, I can read around with that. I can even read as small as, but when it's close up, I have to just
And,
go a little bit further now.
and when you read, do you read just in Arabic or do you read the translation as
Just
well?
in Arabic.
Mm.
I think you get more swab if it's in Arabic.
Mm.
That's what I've been told. But
And as with all things, it's good to start somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you know.
okay. Something's better than nothing.
Absolutely.
So stories of the week, guys.
Yes, we've got some royal news coming out. I know we've touched on the royals the last few weeks, but there's a Princess Diana musical to debut on Netflix before it hits Broadway theatres. So a new musical about Britain's Princess Diana will be filmed without an audience and air on Netflix. Netflix are taking over the world, aren't they?
It's absolutely. I watched a new film yesterday on Netflix as well.
I'll ask you about that in just a second. So Netflix, early in 2001, before it debuts on Broadway, the unusual arrangement for Diana was made as Broadway remains closed due to the coronavirus pandemic. We couldn't be more excited to be finally able to share the show with theatre lovers everywhere, the producer said in a statement. Though there was no substitute for a live theatre, we are honoured to be part of the quality entertainment that Netflix provides. The production, which chronicles Diana's courtship of marriage to Prince Charles and eventual divorce, is now scheduled to open on May the 25th, 2021. So they're making a theatre production of the chronicles of Princess Diana, I guess. So it'll be interesting.
I think so. She was a lovely person.
An amazing woman, yeah.
She'd done so much for the world.
She did, yeah, and she was big fan of Pakistan as well. I know she visited there a number of times, and she always had good things to say.
And she was a big fan of Arabs as well.
She was a
Bigger fan.
She was a big fan of Arabs, yeah. But again, maybe a story for another day or another week.
We're going to have to write all these topics down for another day, aren't we?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
We're a person missing today.
We are, yes. So we need to give a big shout out to our co-host.
Yes, young Ari's actor. He's on holiday. He's in Bournemouth. He's been sending me all these pictures of the swimming pool, and
Well, he was boasting about his sea view room last week.
did you
wasn't
know
he?
what? He did have it.
A sea view.
I've seen the photographs. Sea view. The sea doesn't look particularly beautiful.
Right.
Like when you're in Turkey or Dubai
Or the Maldives.
or the Maldives. Yeah,
Yeah.
The sea's the sea, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
But
cold.
Still, he's on holiday. He's not having to worry about school.
Yeah,
or-
and I'm sure he's listening in. We've done this trick with you as well, Shabazz.
Yes, we
A
did.
few weeks ago, Manny, he didn't turn up for his show. He had a wedding, the same wedding that I had to go to,
Okay.
and we were saying, yeah, Shabazz definitely going to be listening in, and guess what? He didn't.
I'm not going to make any excuses, but Aris, if you're listening in, give us a call. Telephone number 01902 972 150. We haven't got a competition today, then, have we, Cal? We've had a winner last week.
Yeah, yes, Sister Naseem, she won the big prize.
is.
Unfortunately, I haven't got another prize at the moment. So when we get another prize, we'll do another competition. But we might do one for fun.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think
should we
that
do one for fun? Yeah.
sounds good. In the break, we'll think of some good questions and hopefully get some
Yeah,
callers.
we get young. Is it Hipsa? She'll launch the competition today. How
Yeah.
about that? Yeah.
You fancy that, Hifsa?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that in round about 15 minutes time.
Sounds good.
How about that?
Fantastic.
Sounds good.
So Manny, you got any stories for us?
I think the top story for me was the A-level results this week. I know a lot of students, family and wider did very, very well. I also know a lot of students who worked awfully hard and they've been downgraded.
So tell us what that means for our listeners who haven't got children who are doing A-levels or studying.
Sure.
What's happened?
So in effect, because children were unable to sit the exams because of social distancing and COVID and what have you, the results were based on predicted grades. So predicted grades being based on mock exams that they'd undertaken before.
So the ones that people don't revise for in December, you mean those ones?
There was that, but also there is an algorithm that the government have introduced. The details of the algorithm, from my understanding of it, is a combination of previous results, I think, where people live, how people in certain areas have performed collectively as well.
Right.
So the details of the algorithm haven't fully been published. So the question that then raises is, well, if certain people in the same school in their mock exams have got C's and D's and in the real exams have ended up getting A's, and others who've been getting A's in their mocks have been downgraded to B's or C's, why is that?
Right. Okay.
So the real frustration, I think, on the part of students and parents is, one, students have worked awfully hard, and they're being penalised through no fault of their own, and their university places, their futures, their careers being
Do you not think though that the
compromised.
government's almost had their hands tied a little bit here? Because what can they do? You know, people can't sit these exams. You know, how else do you think they could have gone about doing this?
Wasn't the teacher supposed to predict their grades as well?
Yeah, so they did predict grades. I think the key thing, as with all of these types of things, is, you know, with COVID, is thrown up an awful lot of tricky situations, whether it's policing, social distancing, education, health, but transparency is key. So if you say, actually, the algorithm means this is how we've reached the conclusions around the algorithm, this is why we reached it, that then gives a sense of reassurance as to how those decisions have been reached. If you haven't got transparency around that, it adds to the frustration.
Well, let's be honest. Boris hasn't exactly given us transparency with anything, has he?
Well,
Really,
this is
to
the
be
thing.
fair?
This is the thing. Any decision which is tough or hard to take can be easier to stomach if you understand the rationale behind
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
If you don't understand the rationale, then that adds to the frustration. So I think that's the reason behind it. But all I'll say is to those students out there who've worked hard, do not be disheartened, because I know there's a lot of people, students in Birmingham, who are disheartened at the moment, and wider areas. Don't be disheartened. What is written in your future from the Almighty will transpire, and whatever He writes will be the best for you. Firmly believe that, and do not be disheartened. Trust Him.
That's some great words there, Manny.
Wise words.
Tell you what,
You know?
I mean, I feel uplifted already.
Yeah.
You know, just just from listening to that.
Thank you, Baz.
If you got any questions to Manny, you can also text in today 07 440 420 432 this Sunday morning. It is a dull morning outside, but it's very bright here in the studio. We've got beautiful company, we've got beautiful topics, and loads of stories from around the world. But we'd like you to take part as well. If you're celebrating your birthday, anniversary, it's my anniversary this week.
Happy anniversary. How many years?
It's going to be on the 18th of August, so a couple of
Okay.
days' time.
And
You're not going to believe this if I say it here.
Go on.
29.
Wow.
29 years I've been married.
Mashallah.
29 years of happiness and bliss.
Obviously.
Mashallah.
Obviously.
Mashallah. Mashallah. Would your wife say the same?
Of course she would.
29 years of bliss.
Of course she would. She better.
Yeah. No, congratulations. It's a fantastic.
I think it's a
achievement.
milestone. 29 years.
Yeah.
You get
So-
more for doing murder, don't you?
So putting you on the spot, then, how are you treating the lovely wife?
Well, we're doing the garden up.
Right. Okay.
I'm spending all the money on the garden, and it's not for me; it's for her, really.
Right.
So
is that your excuse? Is it
that's her anniversary present this year.
a new garden?
A new garden, a new Orangery.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
Very
so-
posh.
maybe, yeah, she's getting spoiled after 29 years. It's took me 29 years to spoil her, by mind you, you know.
Fantastic, fantastic. I'm just going to touch on some more royal news. I'm all about the royals today, as you can see, Khalid. Some more royal news. Princess Harry and Meghan, they've moved to the new California home.
I saw that. It's 14. Was it 14.5 million pounds?
It's a nice house. I mean, how much of our tax money has gone towards that, do you think?
Yeah, that was the question I was going to. Who is paying for that? That would be my primary question.
So, well, I would like to think Harry, or maybe he's got a mortgage, 10 grand down.
Yeah, mortgage through Barclays, like all of us. Yeah.
I doubt that very much. I think she's worth more than Harry.
Is she?
Oh, probably is.
Well,
The amount of it was his suits.
Suits she
made.
did,
yes,
yeah.
yes, she did.
So she's a millionaire anyway.
Just touching on that topic then, so Prince Harry and Meghan have purchased and moved into a new family home in Santa Barbara, an affluent seaside city outside of Los Angeles, according to US media reports. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, or should we say Duke and Duchess of LA now, who quit the frontline British royal duties this year, were previously living in Meghan's hometown Los Angeles, where they became quickly embroiled in a legal battle with paparazzi over photos taken of their son Archie. The pair moved into the new home in July of this year and have settled into the quiet, private area and the community, and they hope that this will be respected by their neighbours as well as the family, a spokeswoman has said. So yeah, they've just bought a big mansion in LA. And
It looks beautiful, doesn't it?
looks beautiful, yeah, living the life, no more rural duties, so just sun, sea and sand for those guys.
Absolutely.
How the other half live, eh?
Fab.
How the other half live.
Some text messages coming in already.
Oh, brilliant.
Salam, brother Kal and Shabazz, special salam, and welcome to brother Manawar and Hifsa, who are both doing great on the show. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all for your efforts, inshallah. And that's from Fiaz Ahmed.
Thank you, Fiaz.
Thank you, Fiaz.
Yeah, very good. And Alvina's just texting as well. She just wanted to make sure them scooters are free.
They were 50 quid each. Of course they're free. Yes, of course. They're 100. They're just as long as Alvina. All I can say is as long as they go to a good home and they're going to get used, then I'm more than happy. But yeah,
Well done.
no charge.
That's an awfully kind gesture from you, Shabazz.
No
Yeah,
problem.
very. You know what? I hope they go to a good home and
Me too.
Yeah.
people get years and years of entertainment.
There
out
is
of them.
there is a caveat though. I have to sneak them out of the house because they bring
The
in-
kids don't know.
No, they don't.
Oh
know,
no!
so-
Oh no! Your life ain't going to be worth living when you get home.
I know.
Tesco apologises for child's top with unacceptable message about a black mermaid. So Tesco bosses have issued an apology after a customer spotted a piece of children's clothing that deems a black mermaid's hair too fluffy. So it said, "My hair's too fluffy," and people have started complaining about it.
So what, did this mermaid have an afro or something, or what was the issue?
It was like an afro, but
Right.
that's what black people have, afros.
So what was the issue?
The issue is my hair's too fluffy.
Oh, it's actually got it on the t-shirt.
It's got it on the
Oh.
t-shirt.
Okay.
So that's obviously got
Interesting.
people up in the air.
So who's complained about it?
Public,
Public.
yeah. And, to be fair, it's normally English people who complain, not the black people.
It's actually black people who. Oh, right.
No, it isn't black people. It's English people who've
Ah.
complained. They're thinking it's a bit racist.
Yeah, well, the Black Lives Movement obviously continues to take pace all around the
Of
world.
course.
I think I know we had text messages in the past saying that we weren't doing the topic justice.
No.
But no, I think if you look around what's happening in sport, in football, I think everyone's doing as much as they can. There are still some organisations which I don't think are getting it just yet. So,
F1 sports.
well, you could say F1, but I mean, how much can F1 really do? I mean, they're doing as much as they can, but I'd use athletics as an example. So if you think the number of black people who've won gold medals for this country and other countries, I think they're at the forefront of sprinters, and I just don't think, if you look at the governing body, how many black people are really in the athletics governing body? Probably not that many, so I think they probably need to take a look at themselves.
Yeah, it's a great shout, that is. But on the F1 point, obviously I'm not as close to it probably as you are, Shabs, but the how much is Hamilton being supported in his movement? How much are drivers actually supporting what he's doing and some of the
I don't know. I mean, they
approach?
have this 5 to 10 minute segment before races by where they'll come and they'll kneel. And they'll all have Black Lives T-shirts, but not all the drivers are doing this because they're saying, well, we don't want to kneel because we're not racist, but we don't want to kneel. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Cal? If you If you were a football player, let's say, and would you kneel?
I think I would.
You would.
Yeah, because it's a good cause, isn't it?
Yeah.
So anything good, you should do it.
But do you think you have to kneel?
You don't have to. There's other ways you could do it. Wear a T-shirt like and say
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter.
Manny, would you kneel?
I probably would, yeah.
You
But
probably
also,
would.
but for me, I think it's less about what you do in public. It's more about what you're doing proactively outside
Absolutely.
public spaces. So, what are you preaching to your children? Oh, sorry, not preaching. What are you saying inside the family home?
Yeah.
What are you saying to spectators? What are you saying on social media?
Yeah.
So that in itself says a lot more to me than anything else. You know, if a one-off public event, you've got a T-shirt on which says Black Lives Matter, and outside that you're doing zilch,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean anything. So do you actually, you know, you can say everything you want, but how are you walking and talking the
Yeah.
talk on a daily basis? So that's my thoughts on that.
It's a good point.
Excellent. Another text message coming in. As of 10 minutes ago, R is in the pool, so you won't be getting a call from him.
Who's that from? Is that from Shahid?
That's anonymous.
It's anonymous. Aris, get out of that pool.
We need him on the phone line today, otherwise
Yeah.
Coming
Shabazz
out.
has won again.
Yeah.
Aris, I've only come on the show for you, just so you know. So no pressure.
There you go.
Who's your favourite Mr. Bond? Favourite James Bond?
Oh, so I grew up with. I mean, I can't say Sean Connery. I'm not. That's more your era, Khalid.
Yeah.
I'd say more Roger Moore, but I really like Pierce Brosnan.
1 second there. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Assalamu
How are
alaikum.
you?
You know what? I don't recognise your voice. Who are you?
I'm Aris.
Assalamu alaikum, Aris. How you doing?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm good.
You've put me to shame today,
How's your
mate.
day going?
You've put me to shame, yeah, because you've rang in when I didn't. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm not like you.
Oh, okay.
Ari's, describe the scenery, what you're looking at right now. Make us jealous.
Right now, I just came out of the pool. I'm dripping wet. I can see cloudy sky and a nice heated pool.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's a bit cloudy this morning.
Yeah, it's raining.
Are you listening to the show?
So we I mean, I was kind of in the pool, but
Yeah.
now I will, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Do you want to say hello to your guest who's sitting on your chair? His name's Manover.
Hello. How are you enjoying the show? I mean, how are you finding it?
Assalamu alaikum, Haris. How are you? Yes, I'm enjoying it a lot. And being in your chair just gives me a sense of power and significance that I've not felt in many places, Haris.
Did you know the show doesn't really go without Ari's really,
Okay.
but because he's had to have a break, you know, because it's so intense the show. We've let him go
Yeah,
for a
you're
week.
top man.
Haris, yeah, pleasure to talk to you, and it'd be great to meet in person.
He's like a footballer, isn't he? He's gone for his, his mid-season holiday with his family.
That's
and,
right.
Yeah.
He's spoiling.
Maybe you can
Yeah.
join in again in the future.
What did he say there?
Maybe you can join in again in the future.
Yeah, maybe next week because Shabazz is not here. And I was going to ask if Manny would like to step in next week as well. You know, we'll talk off
Oh,
air.
yeah.
Yeah, so you might get to
Cool,
meet
cool.
him soon. Anyway, Aris,
Yeah,
we
good.
know you're on holiday.
Anyways, I'm going to go back to the rainy day. I'm just in the pool.
Okay,
while
you
it's raining.
enjoy yourself.
Enjoy, Haris.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for
Have
calling.
a good
Mashallah.
rest of the show.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Aris.
Thanks, Haris.
There you have it. Aris, Aris put you to shame.
Living the dream, mate. He is living
Aye.
the dream on holiday in his pool, and he still has time to ring the show.
That's dedication. Is
Yeah,
he a
I'll tell
family
you
man,
what,
Haris? Is he?
Yes, he's.
See, look, in my defence, right, I was trying to get Ibrahim ready, trying to gel his hair for this wedding, hence why I couldn't listen to the show. But I listened to the rerun, and it was excellent. It really was.
It's all about commitment, isn't it, Cal?
Yeah, that's right. He's 13 years old. You know, he's a young lad. He's going places, I hope.
He is, yeah, and he's got the hair to die for as well.
Exactly. He's like a model, isn't he?
He's like
Is
a
he?
model now.
He puts us to shame anyway.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
No, ours is really, really good. Really confident now on the radio. He had a fantastic composition what he came up with all by himself. So all these Islamic questions, he did them all himself. So
Fantastic.
and it came to fruition last week, where we had a winner, Sister Naseem, who's probably munching on her pistachios right now as listening to the show. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
and yeah, so well done, Aris, and enjoy your holiday.
So quickly before we go to a break, James Bond, favourite James Bond,
Pierce Brosnan.
Manny,
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. I'm going to ask Hifsa, and she ain't got a clue who James Bond is. But mine was Sean Connery as well. But there was a survey. The results could leave you shaken and stirred.
Okay.
Sean Connery has been voted the greatest James Bond in RadioTimes.com poll. Roger Moore and current Bond Daniel Craig failed to make it into the top 3. Connery won with 44% of the vote, ahead of Timothy Dalton and Pierce Bronson.
No, Timothy Dalton was in the top 3.
He was in the top 3.
He only made 1 film or 2 films, I think it was.
Where was this survey undertaken if Timothy Dalton was in the top 3?
No idea.
RadioTimes.com.
Crazy.
You know, so, yes, do you like the character James Bond?
I love James Bond. I mean, if I could do any film, and if you
Yeah.
could say to me, be an actor, that's the role that I would want.
Before you even ask that question, Carl, if I was to nominate 3 top roles for
Oh, here we
Shabazz,
go.
and I'd know James Bond would be in his top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, I don't like Daniel Craig. I don't. I think he's a bit too rough and ready. You know, I think
you
James
think so?
Bond should be quite slick and suave, and that's how I've always.
He's quite dark. It's
Yeah.
a quite dark character, isn't he?
Yeah.
Craig.
Anyway, we're going to go, have a break, think of a competition, and we will be back in around about 4 minutes' time. Good morning and welcome back to Ramadan Radio Wolves.com. Khalid Akhtar in the hot seat. And of course, joining me is Shabazz, Munawar, and Hifsa. And before we carry on, we're going to go straight to Hifsa, and she's going to give us a competition today. And if you know the answer, give us a text message on 07440420432. So Hifsa, what's the question?
How many James Bond actors have there been?
How many movies?
I meant movies.
Yeah, how many James Bond films have there been?
That's right.
Yeah,
So we've confused her there. Haven't
we have, yeah, because you've been asking her too many questions.
I know,
That's why.
I know.
I blame you again, Shabazz.
Sorry.
So how many James Bond films have there been? If you know the answer, you can ring in or you can text in 01902 972 150, or you could text in on 07440420432. It's for fun. No prize, just for pride.
For pride, yeah.
For pride. So let's go over to you, Shabazz, with the stories of the week.
Yes, so we're going to our weekly segment of going around the world, a whistle-stop tour of a few countries to keep you updated with some of the key events. We're going to go right across to the other side of the world today in New Zealand. The virus begins to take its toll on New Zealand. So New Zealand's surgent coronavirus outbreak has spread beyond Auckland, health officials said on Friday, in a major blow in efforts to contain the disease. Health Minister Chris Hipkins said there were 12 more cases of community transmission and one probable, following the shock re-emergence of the virus in Auckland this week. He said 2 of the infections were found in North Island town of Takora, around 210 kilometres from the south of Auckland. The infections outside Auckland come despite strict lockdowns in New Zealand's largest city, including mass police blocking roads to seal its borders. So, we were saying New Zealand are doing really well to contain this virus. It looks like it's
Surfaced again.
Surface and starting to take its toll. So inshallah, Allah Ta'ala protect the people of New Zealand. Moving into Serbia, a country that we've not covered off as of yet. So the world's oldest captive alligator marked 83 years in a Belgrade zoo. So goes by the name of Muja, has lived through multiple bombing campaigns in several countries, all while never leaving a tiny pool in Belgrade Zoo for 83 years, making him the world's oldest captive alligator. While zookeepers don't know his exact hatch day, the reptile arrived in Belgrade this week in August of 1937 from a German zoo. He's an older gentleman and we respect his age, Joseph Edgeby said, the zoo's veterinarian. He officially became the world's oldest captive alligator when Moscow Zoo famous Saturn, born in 1936, died in May. So we're an 83-year-old alligator in a zoo.
Wow.
It's I don't know if that's good or bad, being captive for 83 years.
At least he doesn't have to fight for his food.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's given to him.
There's always that, yeah. There's always that. But he's in one little pond. He can't go anywhere. But
He's not free.
He's not free now. But moving across into India, unfortunately, at least 3 people were killed in India's IT hub Bangalore after a derogatory Facebook post about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sparked riots and resulted in clashes between police and thousands of protesters. It emerged on Wednesday. According to the Times of India, the violence that erupted at 7 p.m. on Tuesday went on for at least 5 hours. The report added that 110 others had been arrested as of Wednesday morning. The report stated that the violence erupted after a close relative of the local lawmaker Congress MLA Akanda Srivastamurthy made a derogatory post about the Prophet, peace be upon him, on social media site. The post has now since been deleted. Reacting to the post, a mob gathered outside the lawmaker's house and set 2 cars on fire. And what did he think was going to happen by doing derogatory posts, And just the last couple of stories, moving across into Spain. So local authorities in Spain have started banning smoking in public places in light of evidence that it increases the risk of coronavirus transmission. So as of Thursday, the region of Galicia outlawed smoking in the streets and public venues such as restaurants and bars where social distancing is impossible. The Canary Islands will follow suit on Friday, and at least 8 other regions are looking to do the same, including Madrid. Spain now has the worst infection rate in Western Europe, with daily cases rising from under 150 in June to more than 1,500 so far this month. So, banning smoking in Spain because I think it causes more harm than good from a coronavirus perspective. And this is the last story. This is not a current story, but something I wanted to share. It's coming out from Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia So Saudis will no longer be able to give their children names such as Ahmed, which means prince, Linda, or Abdul Nabi, slave of the Prophet, after the Civil Affairs Department of the Ministry issued the list according to the Saudi news sites. It's justified the ban by saying the names either contradicted the culture or religion of the kingdom or were foreign or inappropriate. The names fit into at least three categories: those that offend perceived religious sensibilities, those that are affiliated with royalty, and those that are of non-Arabic or non-Islamic origin. A number of other names appear to not necessarily fit into any of those categories, but are therefore unclear why they would not be allowed. Names such as Abdul Nasser and Binyamin are not found to be particularly offensive to Muslims. Binyamin is believed in Islam to be the prophet of the son Yaqub, peace be upon him, and the brother of the prophet Joseph, peace be upon him, but also happens to be the name of the Israeli Prime Minister. And Abdul Nasser, similar, is the name of a famous Arab nationalist ruler of Egypt who is at odds with the Saudi Arabian government. So, yeah, Saudi have released a list of names that you can't call your children anymore. So
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
yeah, so I feel sorry for Ahmed. So you can't call your son Ahmed anymore because it means prince. So a bit bizarre, but there you go.
Have you noticed nowadays the young generation are calling their children's names more like of an English name? So
Yeah.
like Adam,
Absolutely.
but instead of calling him Adam, they're calling him Adam.
yeah,
Adam, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
You know, it's there's loads of it. David,
Yeah.
it should be Davad.
Dawood.
Yeah.
Dawood.
Yeah.
Dawood, yeah.
So I don't think that's good or bad, Khalid, because I mean, when I was picking Ibrahim's name and Amara's name, other than the fact that you wanted an Islamic name, a key criteria for me was when the register happens within school, that the teacher can say his name, because
Yeah.
my parents didn't give any thought to that, because no teacher could say Shabazz at all. So that was one of the considerations. So I see what you're saying, but yeah, some people do take it a bit too far, don't they? I guess.
I think on that, when I named my son, I named him Haris Muhammad Hussein. So a lot of people use Muhammad at the start.
Right.
So I said, what tends to happen in schools is they take Muhammad as the first name and they forget, the actual name. So I said,
Right.
if you give Muhammad in the name, you then got Muhammad in the name, but you're also going off the first name as well.
Yes.
So Haris Muhammad Hussein. So that was the logic, because you almost have to combine the Islamic meaning and what you're naming, but also how it will be used in the country here and in schools, etc.
Well, that's a perfect example of what you just said, Khalid. So Haris being Harris, you could use both, but again, being an Islamic name as well. So I think it's becoming quite the norm, isn't it?
It is. That's why I thought with the new generation,
Yeah.
that's the way forward. If so, what's our question again?
How many James Bond films or movies have there been?
Fantastic. We've had Maria. She's actually texting. She's saying 25.
Okay.
Okay.
We're not
going to say if she's right or wrong. But after the next break, I'm going to talk to Shabazz about this as well. Also, my wife's been texting in. She's got nothing better to do. She says, my darling husband, thank you for everyone of the last 20 years,
Ah, beautiful.
29 years.
Beautiful.
Happy anniversary to you too. So
Cal, you're a lucky man.
I am, of course I am.
You are a blessed soul.
I am. For this occasion, have you got anything for me?
So, it's funny you should mention that, Cal. Me being a poet, or trying to be a poet, on that topic, when I was browsing through, here's one for you.
Okay.
We are all beautiful and bountiful. The secret lies in the heart of the beholder and not the eye. The secret lies in the heart of the beholder and not the eye. Don't let the visual detract you and cause you to deny. Hashtag Vision Express.
That's very good.
Yeah, very good. Very,
So I will dedicate that to yourself, Cal and Baji.
yeah,
And
thank you.
alhamdulillah, may you have many more years to come.
Ameen.
Somewhat Ameen.
Yes, so we'll carry on. Don't forget them text lines and phone lines are open, 01902972150. And you can text in this morning, 07 440 420 432. Alvina's been back in touch as well. She's got a Wagmobile, she says.
She has.
And she goes, are there any positions going for a female Bond woman? I'd like to nominate herself.
She wants to be the female Bond.
She wants to be, she goes,
Okay.
I'm always in a black attire as well.
Okay, so let's just be clear. Does she want to be James Bond or does she want to be a Bond girl? because they're two different things,
Yeah, I
right?
know, yeah.
So, Alvin, if you can just clarify that for us,
That's
if you
a
don't mind.
cracking question.
Phone in, Alvin. Come on,
Yeah.
let's get you going.
So, just talking about anniversaries, on 31st of October, it will be my 10-year anniversary. Yeah, 10 years it's been for
10
me.
years.
Yeah, it's gone really quick, hasn't it?
Joyful.
Joyful. Have we got a caller coming in?
No, not yet.
Sorry, I thought that.
It's you know what it is. It's Manny's phone buzzing
Oh,
because
right.
he's got all the people going now. Because I've just had a message saying that's a beautiful couplet by brother Manny Hussein.
Couplet.
Couplet. Who's that from, sorry?
Moeen.
Moin. Thank you very much, Moin.
Thank you, Moin. Very kind of you.
Yeah. So
So, given it's my 10-year anniversary in a couple of months, I need you to come up with another poem, Manny, for me. Yeah, but
Do you
you
want-
don't have to do it now.
Okay,
I
I'll-
just want you to. In fact, I want a brand new one from you. Yeah.
Brand new one.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
you got 1 week to make one up then.
Okay.
go.
No problem. No problem.
There you go.
So how many James Bond films are there? If you give us a call, that'd be great. Some more stories here. Police stop 30,000 passengers in 2 weeks for flouting face mask rules on public transport, but only issue 33 fines. British Transport Police stopped 28,964 travellers between July 13th and July 25th. A fifth, 1,605 people were told to leave, while 33 were handed out a £100 fine. Transport of London spoke to 54,000 passengers across the capital since July the 4th. 4,000 commuters were stopped from boarding buses and 1,000 asked to leave.
Yeah. So on that point, Cal and Shad, I'm not sure if you've noticed the 50% off Mondays to Wednesdays that's been ongoing.
Yeah, so I've not partaken in this 50% off restaurant eating,
Yeah.
but yeah, just
Well, I think
Enlighten us.
in linked to your story there, Cal, I think, especially in Birmingham and wider areas, from what I've seen, heard, and observed, I do not see how you can control social distancing when you have these kinds of deals on, especially with people who have been locked up in apostrophes for 6 months. They're keen to get out with families, and the concept of social distancing is out of the window.
so just for the benefit of our listeners who don't know. So
Sure.
if you go to there's partake in restaurants on Wednesdays, Tuesdays, and Mondays.
Yeah,
I like that. You went backwards.
You did go backwards there, Shabs.
I thought it was Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. When I said Wednesday, I had to backtrack.
That was a great recovery from you, Shabs. I tell you what.
So Wednesdays, Tuesdays, and Mondays, there's this 50% off a deal. So you can go to a restaurant and basically you get your meal for half the price.
Correct.
And this is sent most of Birmingham to a bit of a hissy fit, I believe.
A bit of a frenzy. A
bit
bit
of
of
a
a
frenzy.
frenzy, I would say.
So
yeah.
what's been happening in Birmingham then?
So I think a prime example is if you choose to dine on, let's say, Ladypool Road, Stratford Road, one of the restaurants in Star City, if you go out of an evening and you expect, go in, I'll wait for about 10 minutes, which is standard time. Now, if you increase that 10 minutes by a factor of 12 and you're ending up waiting probably about 2 hours. And if you imagine, airport queues,
Really?
it is akin to that, and I do not exaggerate one iota. So the government, where they say they want to control social distancing, control the spread of COVID, and then they've introduced this policy that is contradictory itself. And you can't blame the people because they've got these deals on. They want to be out and about. It's nice summer's evenings. They want to be out. So the question there is, where is all this heading? How do we control
So
this?
have you taken part in this 50%?
I was actually out with some friends on a Tuesday evening, and we were actually planning to go to Warsaw. Before we planned to go to Warsaw, I said to some of the friends, let's call in before we go just to make sure the table's there. Because it's almost like we didn't expect it to be that busy. Anyway, we set off probably about 5, 6 o'clock, and they said, brothers, do not turn up. We are fully booked till 10 p.m.
Wow.
So that's a story in itself. But the question being, as responsible citizens, we should take appropriate action to social distance. But when the restaurants themselves are in a confused state as to how to social distance, in effect, let's be honest, all businesses want to make money. Restaurants have not been trading properly for the past 4 to 5 months. So it's just a contradictory kind of exercise in terms of how we control it.
Going back to Khalid's point around the face mask. So I get that when you're in a restaurant, you don't have to wear a face mask. But if you're queuing outside, you should be wearing a face mask because that's the law, right, Khalid?
It's inside public places. Outside, I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah, so when we were, so this is the specific restaurant we went to, when they were actually queuing up for the buffet, they said wear the face masks. When you
Inside.
inside, when you're in your groups at your table, obviously, you know, your masks need to be off because otherwise you can't eat. So it is all, if I was to sum it up in a few words, I'd say it is quite a confused state, and everybody's in a confused state,
Wow.
There you go.
which is not good.
It's something that you got to consider if you want to go out on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday.
Whichever day, it's 50% off.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I always have a takeaway either Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah.
And
What
why don't they do it on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Because they know people like you are going to, that's your default day
What's
to come down.
what's your
Logic behind that.
no? What's your food of choice, Cal?
Oh yeah, I'm a man of the world, me. I like chicken.
You like chicken?
Yeah, I like
That-
chicken. So
Yeah. Well, what kind
that
of
could be
chicken?
anything really, can't it? Peri peri, fried chicken,
Hold on, didn't you used to order like 20 wings from Pepe's or something?
18 wings.
80, there you go.
Oh,
18 wings,
fried.
not fried. Yeah,
No, they're grilled.
they're
aren't they?
grilled.
I do have a penchant for the fried wings. Sometimes you get a real you just feel like I just want some fried chicken, and the fried wings
Yeah,
does the job for me.
Is,
What
is,
do
that, is that your choice now? I'd go for grilled any day of the week.
grilled,
Yeah.
definitely
you-
grilled.
Sometimes you just think, yeah, I just want a bit of fried, just something like
Listen,
unhealthy
if it
stuff.
makes you happy, we'll get you some fried chicken after this show.
I
yeah?
tell you
How
what,
about that?
Shabs, the way you treat your guests, legendary.
Simon Cowell, he's back on his feet in 3 weeks, hopefully.
Well,
He's actually broke his back.
I didn't know this.
You didn't?
No, because we haven't covered it off over the last couple of weeks.
Oh well, it was only last week.
All right.
He was on his electric scooter.
Okay.
He fell over backwards. He broke his back.
No way.
But apparently, because he's lost 4 stone in weight, could mean he could recover faster.
Cal, I just want to say my nephew Islas Ahmed is listening in,
Yeah.
and he's just recently graduated from Kiri University with a 2-1. So he's listening in and he's praising me as we're speaking. So Islas, do phone in. Cal and Shabs, I'd love to introduce them to yourself as well. So do phone in.
Yeah. Give us a call, 01902 972 150. Good message, 2-1.
A 2-1, yeah, degree.
It's-
Fantastic.
mashallah,
What was his name?
mashallah.
What was his name?
Islas Ahmed Nawaz. He's
Is-
a very, very clever boy and very business orientated. So do make duas for him.
Congratulations, Islas. If you can give us a call and we'll try and make you famous on air. Sorry, you were talking about Simon Cowell.
Yeah,
there.
Simon. So he's recovering in hospital after breaking 3 vertebrae in the fall on a new electric bike. The TV mogul 60 required 6 hours of surgery and had a metal rod put in his back. He will have to cancel all professional commitments for the rest of the month. Doctors say he was lucky not to suffer life-changing injuries. Apparently, if the accident happened 1 inch more to the right, he would have been disabled.
He'd have been paralysed.
Yeah, so
Lucky him.
very
Lucky
lucky
him.
we have a caller. We did have a caller. Got shy. Cut me off.
Right, okay.
Inshallah, they could call back.
You wanted to grill me on this composition we've got going on.
Very soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
Good. Who's speaking?
Islas Ahmed Nawaz.
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations, first of all, for getting a 2-1. In what did you get 2-1 in?
I got 2-1 in maths and computer science.
Maths. And
Wow.
I thought you was going to say something like lifestyle and cooking.
Media.
You know, and I was going to shame you, but you know what? You've put me down. Maths.
No.
Wow.
Congratulations, Islas.
Islas, well done. And I was telling the brothers here of your academic and your business acumen, alhamdulillah. And have you been enjoying the show?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just listening to it now, and honestly, I'm really impressed. I like fried wings as well.
There you go. It runs in the family. A bit of fried wing in the family never goes astray, does it, Islas?
Did you know?
Very true, very true. Honestly, I was just, it's true. I just WhatsApping my uncle saying, honestly, you're very well versed, very well spoken. You know, I'm really enjoying listening to you.
Have you seen another side of your uncle?
Honestly, I have, and I just, because my uncle sent me a link yesterday, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm currently at work at the moment. I'm
Are
on
you?
my break, and
So it's
So
like
Islas works very hard, and I said to him,
alhamdulillah, you know, I'm alright. But you know, I've got a lot of
so it's
I've
like
got
just
a
a
lot of ambitions.
just a
and,
question,
yeah.
Islas. So you say that your uncle sounds great. How about me and Khalid? Do we not sound very?
You guys sound really good as well.
All right,
You know,
okay.
and
Yeah.
you guys sound really good as well.
yeah.
But yeah, it's
Jazakallah.
honestly, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying
Thank you for taking time out, Islas, from work. And Islas is an awfully hard worker. He juggles multiple jobs, multiple business initiatives, and for being somebody who's 21, 22 years old, do keep him in your du'as.
MashaAllah.
I
And
really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Uncle.
Islas, how about me? Have you forgot about me?
No, I've not forgot about you. Of course not.
the little gem at the back, you know, she's just piped up now. You know, she's ready to go. Do you know the question, the answer to our question, Islas?
What's the question? Sorry.
How many James Bond films have there been?
Take a guess.
Oh, you know what? You caught me off guard there.
Take a guess. Take a
You
guess.
know what? If I was to have a guess, I'd say about 8.
Eight. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We'll take off. And just before you go, what would you inspire to be in the future? What's your goal?
To be honest with you, my main goal is just to help people.
It's a great
just
answer.
to honestly, just to give back.
For that answer, Islas, I'm proud of you. And that
Yeah,
anybody in my family and wider who says that, without any titles, without any recognition, that ultimately will put you on the path of the righteous.
I
Alhamdulillah.
appreciate that. Just keep me in your du'as, please. And
Inshallah, we will
Yeah.
do that. Once again, Ikhlas, thank you very much for your call. It's
no
a-
problem.
and
It's been a real pleasure talking to you
tell
guys.
the other family members to call in as well. Go on.
Okay. No, don't worry. Drop in the WhatsApp, the family chat. Don't worry.
Good man.
But yeah, it's been a real pleasure. Have a good day, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
Thank you,
Hafiz.
Islas. Take care.
Allah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Allah Hafiz.
There you have it. See, what a man, what a gentleman.
We're reaching far and wide. Islas, if you can do me a favour, you can forward that link to all of your friends, all of your uni buddies. Get everyone listening into the show. We're here every single.
Yes, we
We're
were.
here every single week. If anyone saw that on Facebook, my microphone just went flying into the air. But yeah, no, we're here every single Sunday, 10:30 till 12. So yeah, please do listen.
Alhamdulillah.
Good stuff. A white Labrador gives birth to a large litter, and each one has a black coat. So these 13 puppies are all mine, honestly. 3-year-old Lucy gave birth to her first 4 pups in 20 minutes. Lucy missed out on the English record for a Labrador litter of 14 puppies. The owner, Catherine Smith, mated her with a friend's 8-year-old black lab, Bastion, and all 13 puppies turned out to be black.
Are they definitely hers?
Well, that apparently they are, but how unfortunate is she? Or fortunate? I don't know.
That's you're treading on rough
Eggshells.
eggshells there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're going into delicate territory there. I
I
think.
know. That's my job, you see. And it's you two to fight me over it. So, yeah, that was a story in the papers this week.
Fantastic. Got some more stories coming out from a Hollywood perspective. So Dwayne Johnson tops a Forbes highest paid actors list for the second year in a row. So wrestler turned movie star Dwayne Johnson clung to the top slot on the list of the world's highest paid male actors for a second straight year, according to the annual tally released by Forbes magazine
Fantastic.
on Tuesday.
But he does so much outside acting as well.
He does. Well, I think that's one of the driving forces. So Johnson, also known by his ring name The Rock, earned a massive $87.5 million from June 1st to June the 1st, 2020. So that's on the ballpark as what Khalid normally earns per year.
It's on a percentage, isn't it?
Including $23.5 million from a Netflix to star in that film Red Notice. Ryan Reynolds, who co-stars with Johnson in Red Notice, came in a second, making $71.5 million total in a 1 year period. And actor and producer Mark Wahlberg finished in third place with 58. These guys are earning a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
Actor and producer Mark Wahlberg was third. Akshay Kumar was the only Bollywood star to make the top 10, landing in sixth place with earnings of $48.5 million. Convert that into rupees and work out what that's going to be. Absolutely
He doesn't have
crazy
to
money.
work again, does he?
Crazy,
No, it
crazy
doesn't.
money. And rounding off the list were Hamilton creator Lin-Manuel Miranda, actors Will Smith and Adam Sandler, and martial arts star Jackie Chan. So although Jackie Chan hasn't made a movie for donkey's years, he's still raking in the money. So there you go.
It's interesting you mentioned those other countries there, because I think one of the key events this week, which you haven't mentioned, is the Pakistan and India Independence Days.
Oh yes.
So how have you guys been celebrating?
To be
You-
fair, I haven't done nothing. You
I'm
know.
sure I
Oh,
saw a WhatsApp video of you riding a horse with a Pakistan flag
And
on,
Adam Rock Road.
on Adam Rock
Yes,
Road.
yes.
Yeah, was
That's not me.
was that you?
Cal,
Cal?
Cal, that
That's
did
not me.
resemble you hugely. There was a huge resemblance.
Was
Cal,
it? Oh, it's not me. I didn't leave my. I went to Jumma and come back home.
So on a serious note, if anyone's seen this, there's some WhatsApp videos going
There
around
is,
of,
yeah.
of a chap on a white horse, got a big Pakistan flag,
Really?
and
Yeah.
he's you know what I thought though, the amount of traffic that was behind him. I mean, I'd be cursing.
Yeah.
We've got to go to a break very soon. But before we carry on with this, I just want to say most of the people I saw celebrating were in their teens who have never seen Independence Day.
We've never been to Pakistan.
Never been to Pakistan. Probably got no cousins in Pakistan. But yeah, it all happens here in Birmingham and
Yeah.
Manchester. But we'll carry on with these topics right after this short break, and we'll be back. Yeah, catch us soon in around about 4 minutes, suppose.
That's right.
Welcome back to the third and final part of Stories of the Week. Today is August the 16th, 2020. It's the 229th day of the year with 137 days remaining. This day in history, in 1787, Turkey declares war on Russia. In 1882, British under General Wolseley landed in Alexandria. In 1896, gold first discovered in Klondike, found at Bonanza Creek, Alaska by George Carman. In 1948, Israeli pound became legal tender. And in this day in history, in 1960, Joseph Kittiger parachutes from a balloon at 31,330 meters. In 1961, Martin Luther King Jr. protests for black voting rights in Miami, Florida. And in 1981, the high score in a World Cup football match, New Zealand 13, Fiji 0. And in 1986, Papa Don't Preach goes number 1 for 2 weeks.
Great song.
Do you like it?
Really good.
And in 1988, IBM introduces software for the artificial intelligence. In 2003, Cristiano Ronaldo, 18, makes his debut for Manchester United. Was you there?
And what a great debut that was.
Was you there?
I wasn't at that game, no.
Apparently they won 4-0 over Bolton
But I
Wanderers.
tell you what, he has signed my match ticket when I went to the Benfica game. So not many people can say that. He stood in front of me, signed my match ticket. Cristiano Ronaldo, best player in the world. Anyway, move on.
2008, Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt sets new world record of 9.69 seconds to win the coveted 100 meters gold medal at the Beijing 2008 Summer Olympics.
What a sprinter.
Very fast.
That's one way to put it.
And in 2018, Scarlett Johansson is the world's best paid actress of the year, earning $40.5 million.
Wow.
If you're celebrating your birthday, you're celebrating it with T.E. Lawrence of Arabia, British author, soldier and diplomat.
Just on that, Lawrence of Arabia, we stayed at the house he was born in Wales. A lot of people don't know that, but he was born in a house called Lawrence House.
He was born in Trimmadog,
Yeah,
Carnarvonshire in Wales.
that's right. And we've stayed in his house. So me, my mum, my family, we've had the privilege of staying in the actual house. And this is quite funny. I was stood outside, just talking to, and a coach kept pulling up, and old people kept getting out and taking. We were like, what are they taking photos of? And only after did we realise that we were staying in that house. But there you go. There's my claim to fame.
Good morning, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, it's Alvina here.
Oh,
Assalamu alaikum,
station
Alfina.
manager, salute to the station manager,
Salute,
please.
salute.
Thank you. Hi, Alvina.
I'm good. I'm just ringing you back with regards to the female James Bond. But firstly, you didn't read my text message correctly, so Shabazz is having a dig at me whether I'm a James Bond or what.
Yes, yes. And let me just go back to your text. It says, "Are there any positions going for a female bondwoman? I'd like to nominate myself."
There you go, female Bondwoman, Shabazz.
Shabazz a Bond. Yeah, she doesn't want to be a Bond girl. It's a Bond woman.
What's the difference? I'm trying to work out what. So Alvina just.
Right, the difference is the Bond girl is the one who appears alongside James Bond, who sort of helps him out through his endeavours.
That's right.
She wants to be Mrs. Bond.
Oh, you actually want to be James Bond? Because in like Jemima Bond, like.
I'll be Jane Bond.
Oh, Jane.
Jane.
Oh, Jane.
Ah,
I
okay,
like it.
okay.
I like. I see, Alvin. That's fine.
That's a good twist, that, isn't it? Jane Bond.
Jane Bond. Yeah. So I'll stand corrected. Yeah, I think you'd make a pretty good Bond, Alvina. So would you instead of the Bond girl, would you have a Bond man then, or a Bond boy?
Bond boy, yeah.
That don't really sound too good, does it, Bond boy?
Are you volunteering yourself there, Shams?
No, I'm not.
So, Alvina, how's the show going anyway? Sunday mornings, Swap Shop.
Sunday morning swap shop is going good. It's going fine. It's a bit slow being online, but one should never give up. And it is progressing slowly and stuff. And can I say that you guys are doing a fantastic show as well.
Thank you.
Manny needs to be there more often, I think.
I think so, don't you? I actually said to him, Manny needs his own show. Can you give him a show to himself?
Yeah, we can do. We can arrange that for him. That's no problem.
See, there you are. That's
Inshallah.
That's good praise, guys. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
He can pre-record it if you want. Just send it in.
Inshallah.
Yeah, that's another thing you could do. You could pre-record your shows and send them in, and Alvina will air them at prime time.
Prime time, various options. Thank you for the feedback, Alvina.
There's nothing like being in the studio and doing the show, though, is there? I mean, I know the pre-recorded is an option, but being here live, in the mix, getting some dirt under your nails, you can't really beat that, can you?
Alvina, before you say
Yeah.
goodbye, how many James Bond films do you think they've been made?
Right, okay.
It's more than 8.
I'm going to say 9, technically.
9.
I'm going to say 9. There's been 9 that have been screened because
So-
obviously I remember James.
So Alvina, you know the new James Bond, Daniel Craig. He's made 5 himself. So do you want to take another guess?
I'm going to say, like I said, I'm going to say 9 because I remember Sean Connery, Roger Moore, George.
Films,
Lazenby.
not
Film.
actors.
Yeah.
Film.
Films. How many
Oh,
films?
Films, yes.
I am going to say 24.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
You're
That
in
one.
the ballpark.
Yeah, definitely.
I know there's a new one, but that hasn't been aired in November, so I don't know whether to count that in. But I'm going to say 24 anyway.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Alvina, thank you very much for your call.
Thank you, Alvina.
Thank
And
you.
say bye.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
That's what I was going to say to you, Shabazz, and I forgot of, there's one made but hasn't been released. Is that included or
So that's not one that I've actually included.
you haven't?
No, in the list.
So Rani, she's also texting, and I think she's got it correct as well.
And
So
what is she saying?
I'm not going to say yet.
No, you can say. We won't say if it's right or wrong, but...
I just said she's got it right.
Oh, right. she's got
yes,
it right.
yes,
Fine.
yes.
Okay, fine.
I'm not going to say anything else.
Fine.
Give us a call if you want, 1902972150, or you can text in 07440420432. I was in the middle of my birthdays. Who else? Oh, yeah, we were going... Tremor Dog.
Tremor Dog in Wales.
I can't say this, but I'm going to attempt it, so forgive me if I pronounce this wrong. Cernern for the Mshia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's just...
That's in Wales.
That sounds Welsh.
Yeah, I try to do it in a Welsh accent, if you know what I mean. Anyway, celebrating their birthday today, 1939, was born this man. I give ultimate respect to this gentleman, Sir Trevor MacDonald.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Trinidadian-born British television newsreader. Very good.
Yeah.
And I love his programs when he goes around the world. Very good. In 1944, Mufassar ul Haq, cricketer, Pakistan left-arm quick first test bowler. In 1949, Nasiruddin Shah, Indian actor, he made Masoom Bar Zindabad, and he was born in Uttar Pradesh. Madonna celebrating her birthday today. She was born in 1958. 1962 was born Steve Carell, American actor and comedian. 1967, Eureka Johnson, a Swedish television personality.
Gladiators.
Yes. 1970 was born Manisha Koirala, Indian actress. Celebrating his birthday today, Indian actor, married to Kareena Kapoor, Saif Ali Khan, 1970 he was born. And one of good footballers, used to play for Wolves, born in Birmingham, Jolyon Lescott.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Jolyon, yes.
1982.
Yes.
And finally, if you're celebrating your birthday today, you're celebrating it with Sonam Bajwa, Indian actress, born 1989. That's all your birthdays and days in history here on Ramadan Radio Wolverhampton.
Fantastic. Some really good famous people there. Lawrence of Arabia was a key one for me just because I've stayed in his house, and I've said that twice now on radio. Just a quick story from a galaxy being discovered 12 billion light years away. Not everyone's cup of tea, but I love my space and my astronomy, so I wanted to try and cover this off. A golden halo glistening 12 billion light years away is the farthest galaxy resembling our Milky Way yet spotted, astronomers said on Wednesday, adding the surprisingly unchaotic infant star system challenges our understanding of the early years of the universe. The galaxy called SPT 0418 is so far away it took billions of years for its light to reach Earth, and so the image is from the deep in the past, said the European. So how crazy is that?
Yeah, I mean, when you explore the universe, it truly shows you the magnificence of the Creator, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, I think there was a video or a photo I saw the other day. Actually, it was this week, and there was the explorers that NASA sends out to various places, and there was one from the Saturn rings, where they'd took a photo of the Earth from Saturn, and the Earth was literally a speck in that photo.
Yeah.
So, and here we have humans fighting over this, that, the other, and, you know, political wranglings. And it shows you the insignificance of everything that is actually here.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
just you know, keep your feet on the ground, because there are much bigger things out there.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, one of the things that surprised me was that this image that we're getting it now, but this would have been, it would have that light would have originated billions of years
Billions
ago.
of years
That's how
ago.
long it's taken for that light to get here. So this is when the universe was only 1.4 billion years old, just 10% of its current age, and the galaxies were still forming. The baby ST0418 was picked up by the powerful Alamo radio telescope in Chile using a technique called gravitational lensing, where nearby galaxies act as a powerful magnifying glass to help bring the image home. So, not everyone's cup of tea, but I found that really interesting.
No, I think anything that you explore space-wise, it truly shows the magnificence of your creator. Actually, on that point, I've got a poem on that point around our creator. So, if I could share that.
Of course you can.
So, look for all things to your creator, for undoubtedly there are none greater. Hashtag ponder the greatness.
Wow. Short and sweet,
Tell
aren't
you
they?
what, hit you
You
smack
know what?
bang,
That's
doesn't it?
direct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Direct. It's simple, sweet, and short.
If anyone who missed that, repeat that for us, Manny.
Look for all things to your creator, for undoubtedly there are none greater. Hashtag ponder the greatness.
Blown away.
Blown away by that. Some people were blown away. Furious family turned away from Packed Beach after a 6-hour drive as thousands hit seaside.
Was that Aris, by any chance?
It could have been. The devastated dad drove his 4 kids 180 miles from Birmingham to the Durdle Door in Dorset on Sunday, only to be told the beach was full and the roads were closed. They set off at 8 a.m. and at 2:30 p.m. they finally reached the road closure at Lulworth, only to be turned around after the 6.5 hours in the car. How would you feel?
Tragic. Tragic.
I think it's not myself, it's more my kids I'll be worried about. You know, are we there yet? Are we there yet? And for them not to fulfill the beach, they'd be distraught.
But why would he leave at 8 a.m.? You'd leave at 4 a.m., wouldn't you?
Yeah, but not everyone's an early bird like you are there, Cal. I know you get up at the crack
But
of
it's a
dawn.
6.5 hour.
Yeah.
What time do you get up yourself, Carl?
I normally get up at 5 o'clock, depending on when the
Work.
namaz as well.
Yes, yeah, of course.
So it depends on that. But normally 5 o'clock I get up.
But do you find, you know, I've personally found this, when you done your prayers and you work in those early morning hours, your output is so much more greater. Because you can just focus on your task.
I've never been up that early, so I
He
don't
doesn't
know.
get up till 8 o'clock.
So Cal, our task, and Shabs knows, I have mentioned this to him previously, we need to get this gentleman up much more earlier.
Hold on a minute, hold on. Listen, I get up when my son gets up and my daughter gets up. They're in my room at 7 o'clock, slapping my face, I need to go toilet. So I don't have a choice. If you guys have got the benefit of having a line.
Normally it's the kids who get up before the parents, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So your kids are probably up at 5 o'clock and you don't know what they're doing around the house.
Maybe, yeah. He's probably looking for his scooter, but it's not there anymore. So
If so, what time do you get up?
9,
9 o'clock.
that's a line.
What about school days?
7.
Well, see, even she gets up before you
That's
do.
not bad. Hey, we've hard workers we are, you know. It's,
Yeah.
We need our rest.
But Shabs, you sleep late and you work throughout the night, don't you?
That's absolutely. Yeah.
A mega mansion, UK's second most expensive home, on sale for £185 million,
Wow.
with stunning views of Regent's Park. If the property is sold for 185 million, it will be the second only to the biggest property sold by a Chinese property tycoon in January, who paid £200 million for a 45-bedroom property outlooking Hyde Park.
Why do you need so many bedrooms? 45.
45 bedrooms. It's a lot of bedrooms, isn't it?
It would be, yeah.
Mind you, these Chinese people have a big family, don't they?
Maybe. So how much did it sell for? 185 million, did he say?
It's on sale for 185 million.
You interested, Manny?
I was going to ask you that question, Shabs. Maybe Cal can put in a bid.
185 pounds, maybe, not £1 million.
It's a lot of money, though.
It is a lot of money. So James Bond,
Yeah.
what do you reckon then? How many films has he made?
He's made 26 films.
26 films.
Yeah.
So some people were wrong, some people were right.
Okay, so who was right?
Ronnie was right.
Excellent.
Maria was very, very close, 25.
Yeah, that's right.
But does that 26 include the new one that's coming out?
I don't. I don't think it does, but I can.
I wouldn't have thought so because this film's officially released to date.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd have thought.
So either way, Maria and Ronnie, I think you're both winners.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Well
always
done.
for fun. Yeah.
Well done.
I mean, people were saying 8, 9.
I mean, yeah.
It depends on when you're born, don't you?
It's. I mean, I'm asking my source here,
Yeah.
being my
Google.
my phone.
Google,
Mr.
yeah.
Google.
It says 26.
Yeah.
so that's what
26.
I'm going with,
So we got with 26.
26, yeah.
Thank you for entering, everybody. It was a pleasure.
We're proud of all of you.
Obviously. Another story coming out. Mum of 3 only eats chicken nuggets and crisps due to eating disorder, even though it might make her blind. So apparently, eating loads of chicken and crisps make you blind.
All right. Okay.
A mum who survives on a diet of only chicken nuggets and crisps because of a restrictive eating disorder says she fears she might go blind unless she recovers. Michelle Harris, 26, from Middlesbrough, can't stomach anything other than the 2 junk foods, and she fears her kids might copy her eating habits as well. But that's what normally kids do, don't they? Whatever the parents eat, the kids will eat.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Especially if it's chicken nuggets. It's one of the kids. Oh, look, Hips are smiling. She enjoys chicken nuggets, don't
You
you?
like your chicken nuggets, dear?
Love them.
There you go. There's no ambiguity there, is there?
Yeah, love them.
Yeah.
It looks like we have to go to Halal KFC afterwards.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But don't get that in my head, Carl,
No.
because I'll probably will end up doing that. Problem is we don't have very many options. I know you're quite blessed with halal eating establishments in Birmingham where you are. We have a couple of decent ones here in Wolverhampton.
But isn't there an opportunity for people who are in business to actually open? Because the Muslim community in Wolverhampton is fairly large.
It is fairly large. I think predominantly though the Asian community in Wolverhampton, I would say, is probably more Sikh and Hindu. Then followed by Muslims. Nowhere near to the level of like Leicester, Birmingham, Coventry.
Sure.
There's way more. You can just look at the number of mosques in Birmingham, for instance. That kind of gives you an idea. But although it is increasing, I think our mosque numbers are increasing slowly in Wolverhampton as well.
Yeah. And talking about the mosque, a few weeks ago I slated our mosque.
You did.
I've got to take it all back.
Go on then.
This week it was military timing.
So go on. What happened? Go
So
on.
what happened is I go in, buzz, the temperature on your forehead, fantastic, passed it, went in, tick your name off, you put your shoes in your bags, namaz, janamaz out, you obviously clean your hands, and then you get your space 2 meters apart, and this time 25 minutes past 1.
Allahu Akbar.
Khutbah, and then 1:30, bang on. 1:30, they've done the namaz.
So do you think the chairman and the committee were listening to the show
I
last
think
week?
they were, obviously, and I've got praises for Shafi Saab. Thank you very much for listening to me,
Yeah.
and thank you very much to get the Jummah namaz bang on time.
So has the Qabristans opened again earlier on, or is it still 4 till 7? I think
It's
it is?
still 4 to 7. I think they forgot about us.
Maybe. How's that working in Birmingham? So people wanting to visit their lost relatives, for instance, in Qabristans, are people able to go freely, or? Are they
Yeah, I think
capped?
there's certain timings depending on different Qabristans having different kinds of rules, but I think generally speaking that is quite free, especially since lockdown's been
And
eased.
how's the masjid's been coping with obviously the vast people wanting to go back to praying, and is the social distance been in place?
Yes, social distancing's been in place, the hygiene in terms of the sprays have been in place, the mats, the bags for the shoes, and to be honest with you, everybody's been complying with it. And funnily enough, I think this is where the contradiction in terms comes in play, because in mosques the social distancing is happening, but then you step 100 feet away and you can walk freely into a restaurant without any social distance. So there is complete contradictions at play there. So it does beg the question, where all this is heading. But I think, alhamdulillah, all the religious establishments, mosques being one of them, from what I've seen, are complying, and everybody's been following the rules.
So do you want to give a shout out to your local masjid while you're live on air?
Yeah, Sultania Armenia and Erdington have been doing a great job. The Alam Rock Mosques, Yal Kran, have been doing a fantastic job. Gumgol Sharif, led by Sheikh Aslam, doing fantastic jobs in terms of speeches, in terms of education of children. On that point, if you are interested in adult courses, Sheikh Haslam are starting courses in September for children and for adults
And
as
that's
well.
at Gumgol Sharif Masjid.
Gumgol Sharif, but they're very knowledgeable scholars there as well.
Fantastic.
Good stuff. We've got a few minutes left until we say goodbye. Rishi Sunak warns of looming jobs catastrophe as UK economy officially goes into recession after plunging a shocking 20.4% at height of coronavirus outbreak, wiping out 17 years of GDP growth. So we're officially in a recession.
Yeah, it's interesting that one, because I've read recently, because of reporting cycles, we're actually practically speaking now, coming out of the recession. The fact that he said that is the reporting periods tend to be a couple of months behind.
Mm-hmm.
So they've reported we're in recession, but in practical terms, we're actually coming out of the recession.
Well,
Can't make him mind up, can he? Do you want to say your goodbyes? Do you want to say goodbye to anyone? Do you want to say hello to anyone?
Yeah, I mean, one of the hellos I'd like to say is to John McNally, who leads the Absolute Taekwondo Association in Birmingham, in Sutton Coldfield, doing an absolutely great job, and a coach and a global leader in terms of Taekwondo. So if anybody's interested in learning more about that, do get in touch with the gentleman here or myself, and happy to support, because I think the importance of keeping strong mentally, physically and spiritually is so significant today, and generally in the communities today, especially where children can just be stuck on social media and their various gadgets. So yeah, you're doing a great job, John, and keep that up.
And I encourage all the kids out there, if they want to take up a hobby, Taekwondo is really good, isn't it?
Absolutely, keeps you, mind, body, and soul. So yeah, or anything alongside that, whether it's support, anything physical, mental, spiritual, because I think if you can combine all three, you're in a much better place.
And Hifsha's nodding her head. Do you like your Taekwondo?
I do.
Good. Do you want to say goodbye and say hello and say anything to anybody out there? It's your chance now.
I like to say goodbye. It was fun being on this live.
What was your favourite part of that? You can say me if you want.
No, I'm good.
no, she's good.
And Shabazz, finally.
Yeah, just thanks to all the listeners for listening in, everyone who called and entered the competition. We really, really appreciate you taking part, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
You're off next week.
Yeah, climbing a scaffold pike next week, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Lake
Best-
District for 5 days.
Best of luck with that, Shabs. I'm sure you'll do us proud.
And I'll see you in a few weeks' time.
Absolutely.
And maybe I could twist the man his arm and get him here next week. Until next time, take care. Allah Hafiz, Khuda Hafiz,
Khuda
and
Hafiz.
see you next week.
Take care all.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye.